I'm a travel journalist and I just wrote an article for Business Insider about the 5 mistakes that I made on my month-long trip to Europe. So I figured I'd share these with you here too so that you can avoid these mishaps on your next big adventure. For starters, I wish that I had packed more efficiently. I love to dress up and dress on theme, so I wanted to bring all of my cutest travel outfits. I'm a frequent traveler, so maybe I should have known better, but it's Europe and I was going for a whole month, so obviously I wanted to bring all of my best outfits. However, looking back, I definitely wish that I had been more efficient with the pieces that I chose, certain pieces that I only wore one time. And yes, I did get the aesthetic Instagram shot, but if I did this again, I would probably pack much more basics that I can wear again and again throughout my trip. Also, I would be more mindful about how the weather might change during a long trip abroad like this. I went to Europe during the summer and it transitioned into fall while I was there. So, as you can see in this picture, I did not have the equipment that I needed for different weather. So, all I really brought to stay warm was this one sweatshirt and a pair of jeans and some leggings. So, I really had nothing to prepare for the rain and the cold. I would definitely recommend doing a little bit more research about the specific weather during certain weeks and months of the year. Something else I would have done differently is just better researching my transportation options. I did prepare by booking my flights, trains, ferries, and any sort of transportation ahead of time. However, I wish I would have done more research about how each system actually works in different countries. So, for instance, I definitely got on the wrong train in Munich, Germany, and ended up crying to a train operator for help because your girl doesn't speak German and I could not figure out my way around, even though I had the ticket booked and everything. So, just then I would be more mindful going into it of what different train stations are like, what the public transportation systems are like, including like Uber fares and stuff, and also figure out the most efficient way to get places, despite maybe it costing more. For example, when I was flying from Italy to Croatia, we ended up traveling for 24 straight hours just trying to get to this one island, which ended up being all worth it in the end, obviously. But we could have gotten there a lot faster had we just sacrificed some more of the budget. That being said, if I did a long trip like this again, I would budget more efficiently than I did this time around. Of course, I knew it was going to be expensive, and that's why I spent literally a year saving for this trip specifically and just really putting away money so that I had freedom to spend as I wanted during this trip. However, I underestimated just how pricey it could be, especially for destinations where I was traveling solo. And I may have splurged on a couple big purchases that maybe weren't responsible, but you only European summer once or twice in your life like this, okay? So I definitely would prepare ahead of time for going out of the budget. And also, I did a lot of hotel booking last minute where if I did it further ahead of time, I think that I would have been able to find better deals, maybe use like Black Friday coming up as an opportunity to book trips out in advance so you can get good deals on accommodations and activities and things like that. Another big learning lesson for me on this trip is that if I do another 3 to 4 to 5 week trip again, I would go to fewer destinations and spend more time in each one that I do visit. Bouncing from place to place this summer was an absolutely incredible adventure. I did feel at times that I didn't get to fully enjoy and experience the culture in any given destination because I was rushing through it and didn't have enough time to spend there. And of course, it is amazing to see so many different places, but you're going to get more out of your trip if you really stop and soak in the atmosphere around you and the people and the food and really stop to enjoy a place. Speaking of stopping, something I also learned on this trip was that you have to make days for rest and for recovering if you're going to be spending a lot of time abroad. I obviously wanted to make the most of my trip, and so I fully packed my itinerary every single day with tours and activities and just really trying to get the most out of my time abroad. And of course, that makes sense. However, I ended up really crashing by the end of my trip, and there was like full days where I just could not get out of bed, and that's because I didn't make time to rest and recover. Whether it's sleeping in and just watching Netflix in your hotel room, or it's spending a full day just laying on the beach and lounging, prioritizing rest and time to bounce back between each destination is going to make the entire experience better and more enjoyable for you in the long run. And why not take it as an excuse to book an incredible spa day at your hotel? Those are just a few quick tips to keep in mind for planning a long trip abroad. And if you do ever have the opportunity to spend a significant time abroad, whether it's a few weeks or a few months, definitely take advantage of that opportunity. It is truly such an incredible privilege to be able to see these different places around the world. And every destination and experience comes with so many lessons, memory, unforgettable views like this beautiful sunset in Croatia, and just so many different things that you will hold in your heart and take away with you forever. I hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions about travel, let me know in the comments and follow for more travel tips.